Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're discussing the Cloudwheel Donut wheels. Now when Cloudwheels announced that they were coming out with these wheels, they literally sold out within minutes probably. And that's because a lot of individuals who have hub motor boards were so excited that there was a product coming out that they can install on their boards so that they can get more ride comfort and have a little bit more safety margin when riding their boards. So today we'll be discussing the donuts and I'll be giving you my perspective on them after having done around 50 miles on my board, which is the Backfire G3 with these particular wheels. Now, before we get started, I kind of want to just talk about the overall impressions of when they arrive. Cloudwheel does a great job when they provide the wheels to you. The packaging and everything looks really good, and they actually provide you the tools that you need to actually install the wheels on the actual boards themselves. So that's very solid. Now, the installation process was very easy. It literally took about maybe 30 minutes, and it probably took that long for me because I was watching Game of Thrones and trying to install them at the same time. And yes, I'm watching Game of Thrones right now because I love the show. So the installation process, very easy, very simple. Now, let's talk about what people are most interested in, which is Cloudwheel's ability to make the ride comfort so much better. And that is exactly the case with these wheels here with these donuts. To be honest about it, when you put these wheels on your board, it's almost going to be like you have a brand new board. And that's what it felt like when riding this Backfire G3 with these new wheels on there. It made my Backfire G3 not so obsolete. Because really, we're like a belt drive family. We ride a lot of belt drive boards. And I love my Backfire G3, but when you compare it to the ride comfort and things like that of a belt drive, it's just not as comfortable. But I'm telling you, when you install these Cloudwheel Donut wheels on your board, it's literally going to be like you purchased a brand new board because the ride experience is completely different. So amazing right there. And what you're going to notice is that the ride is incredibly comfortable. When you go over cracks and when you go over bumps, the wheels literally just eat up and dampen whatever you're going over. So it feels so good when riding a board. And as I discussed in my full-fledged review of the Cloudwheels, in addition to just being comfortable, one of the things that I like about Cloudwheels and wheels that are similar to these type of wheels is that it also increases your safety margin, or it gives you a greater margin of error. And what I mean by that is, if you've been riding your boards, you're going to know that you're going to be riding and you may not see a road imperfection and you don't have enough time to go around it. And you see, when you're dealing with a wheel like the Cloudwheels, it allows you in most cases and scenarios to be able to just kind of roll over those things, and you are a little bit more safer when you encounter those kind of things. One of the other reasons I really love these wheels for my wife and my son is because of that safety margin. My son, because he's a lighter rider, he can't shift his weight like an adult rider can, so sometimes he just has to run over things. And I feel so much more comfortable when he's riding a board with wheels that are like this. So in addition to just being more comfortable, I love that these wheels also increase your safety margin. So I really love it. Now, the next category that I want to talk about is performance, because I think that this is very important. When you put larger wheels on a board, you're going to notice a performance difference. And depending on the type of board that you have, you may find that your top speed is lowered. You may find that you lose torque. You may also find that your braking strength may be reduced. You may lose range. So there's a variety of different factors that go into when you actually put a wheel on your board. I'm happy to report that I would say that the torque really on this Backfire G3 was not all that much compromised when putting these wheels on there. I felt like the board still had a good amount of torque. And really, I would say maybe 3 to maybe 5%, maybe torque loss around that. If I just had to put a number on it, where I did feel like the most torque reduction was when going up a hill, but it wasn't bad. I mean, I would say, like I said, anywhere from 3 to 5% maybe torque reduction. But I think a lot of people would be willing to accept that because the comfort level and all the other things that the wheel provides is just at a high level that 3 to 5% maybe of lost torque, nobody's going to really care about that. One of the other things that I kind of noticed when riding was my braking strength was a little bit impacted. Will I say it was a lot? No, not really. Maybe 2 to 5% or something like that as well when you talk about braking. So overall, once again, that's another area that I think is pretty solid. I think when you have these wheels, it's just like buying a new board almost, because this is like getting a new board when you put these wheels on. you just have to get used to the braking curve and acceleration curve. So I think that once you install these wheels and you ride the board for a couple of miles, you'll just get used to the understanding of what the brakes feel like now, and having to maybe pull the brakes a little bit sooner or brake less aggressively, or however you need to do so that you can ride around safely. So overall, not a big deal at all when I talk about that. Now, one of the things that I was able to really notice while I was riding, but I didn't really put my mind to it at the time, is that, and I didn't measure this, but the board felt faster. I felt like it had a higher top speed. And people often say that when you put larger wheels on a board, you will get a higher top speed. And the thing that really made me kind of realize that is that when I was letting my son ride the board, he's lighter than me, so, and he rides boards that have the same type of specs, so he always is able to kind of leave me if he wants to, just because he's lighter and, you know, the board is pulling less weight. But when he was riding his Backfire G3 with these wheels on there, it was like once he got going, he was really gone. So when I got home, I was looking at the footage and I'm like, dang, he keeps leaving me behind. And then I realized that it's probably because the board probably has another 2 or 3 miles per hour top speed now that these wheels are on there. And I'll probably have to measure that at a later time. And it didn't dawn on me when I was actually doing the review, but if you look at the footage, he's constantly just leaving me behind like it's nothing. So I really think that that's another positive characteristic of utilizing these wheels, is I felt like there was a higher top speed. So just to conclude, overall, I am incredibly impressed with these wheels. If you have a hub motor system and you're kind of on the line of, do you want to purchase these wheels? I think that they're a worth it investment. And like I said, some of the things that I mentioned before, the ride dampening is really going to help your ride. It also allows you to do a little off-roading, light off-roading. Now, you can't climb mountains or anything like that, but if you're on a trail and it's crowded and you just need to jump over for a second into some grass or some dirt, you can do that incredibly easily. So you got the ride dampening. The versatility of your board is going to increase by utilizing these kind of wheels. I felt like you got a higher top speed. And then, like I said, that safety margin increases. So one of the things that I constantly get questions about as well is people say, hey, what's a good board to buy for my child? Or what's a good board to buy for my spouse? And I think that utilizing wheels like this for newer riders or for children is going to really make sure that they have a safer riding experience, because these wheels just allow you to run over more things. Cracks and vibrations don't impact you as much and things like that. So overall, I'm incredibly impressed with the Cloudwheels. If you have these wheels, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the wheels or how they've been impacting your riding experience. If you're interested in purchasing a set of the Cloudwheels, I have a link in a discount code that allows you to not only purchase your wheels, but get a very good discount and to also support the channel. Remember, PEVs allow you to be everywhere. And as always, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Peace.